what is the current trend in the industry? And I told them, all training professionals would need to learn how to conduct training in front of a camera. And all my attendees, all 100% laughed. Even during lunch, they were teasing each other, ah, magkakandak tayo ng training, nakaharap sa camera, or artista. So those kind of words. And then, pandemic hit. Everyone now is required to use virtual learning and learn how to conduct training, or deliver a
Yeah.
talk, perform in front of a camera.
Welcome to the Leader's Edge. And today we have an extra special guest all the way from Australia and a very good friend of mine, Rowell Vitor Mariano, a distinguished Toastmaster. And of course, there's much more to Rowell than that. And I would like, for example, to mention just one, for example, he is the Assistant Director for Talent Management and Acquisition of Sodexo. So, Rowell, you can you can provide the rest, because there's so much more to you, actually. Yeah. So,
Mhm.
Rowell, I know you studied, for example, you studied in Australia. So,
Mhm.
what was it that made you go to Australia?
Okay. Thank you so much, Dina, and I would like to take this opportunity to also introduce my other association. So I'm currently the assistant director for talent management and acquisition at Sodexo Philippines, and also the commissioner, the first and only commissioner so far of the International Accreditors for Continuing Education and Training. That's an organization that accredits companies worldwide in their compliance with international standard for training. So that what keeps me busy. And that started when, of course, I started my journey in Australia. Continuous learning. Learning never stops. So I took my master's degree in human resource management in University of Newcastle in Australia, and fortunately graduated with distinction. Yeah. So I
Wow. That is fantastic. And I know you have had already many years of experience in human resource learning and organizational development. Also, this is very important, folks. Ruel as an author, and his book is entitled Will It Fit, a guide for training professionals and enthusiasts. That's why today we will be talking about the innovations in the training profession.
yeah.
So, Ruel, what would be? Can you cite one or two, at least for
Mhm.
you, meaningful innovations in the
Mhm.
training profession?
Actually, the one of the most meaningful right now, it's the emergence of AI, of our artificial intelligence. That is what's resounding right now in the industry. But if we're going to look at it, actually AI started even in early 1950s. It
Mm.
was coined, the term was coined in 1956. And it's only now, like recent 2 or 3 years ago, when AI is getting, some buy-in and being resounded in the industry. But actually AI has been in existence, and we're not people aren't just coining them as, as AI. To them, they're just using the technology, that's it, without them knowing that there's an AI in it. And in relation to training, actually AI is useful in training, and it evolves the training profession. It's way different now than 5, 10 years ago, because we have the generative AI, automation, a whole lot of things. So that's what exciting actually in AI right now. And a lot of people, just allow me to share this, also, Dana, that a lot of people are actually afraid of AI, that
Yes,
it will replace them, that
yes.
it will replace training professionals and all other professionals. But the answer is no. But people who are not abreast with the current trend in the industry and don't know how to properly use AI and leverage an AI, they are the ones who might, got replaced. But if we are abreast with the current trend and we know how to maximize AI to our advantage, then it's actually a tool rather than a replacement.
All right. Yes, yes, yes. By the way, oh, I met one of my friends, and she's now living in America, and also another one here, and they showed me, in fact, through our online meeting, they showed me that during some of their coaching sessions, they
Mhm.
actually use an AI coach. Not
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. Mhm.
not a real person, but like for example, you're an Asian, they will also fit an Asian AI looking
Mhm.
AI robot, there
Mhm.
to talk with you, go through the coaching process. Have you actually experienced that, Ruel?
Actually, it's a different one. In your end, it's really coaching, but this one is actually more into the assistive learning,
Oh,
wherein an employee would like to know more about a certain process. This employee will just, log into something and then talk to an AI. So it's basically a large language model. It's a combination of human what's this it's a combination of a human plus the algorithm set in AI to respond based on a certain prompt that is actually provided with AI. Yep.
yes, yes, yes. Some of my friends also are now using AI instead of bringing people to their office to be interviewed. The AI will do the interviews.
The short listing.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
the short listing. Yep. Because there's a certain set of algorithm already fed in the data bank wherein all the job descriptions, even person specifications, which is not usual in Asian setup because we are just used to having job description. But in other countries, they have person specification, selection criteria, job description, all these things, function specifics, and they feed it to AI and then let the AI do the shortlisting for them. Is that happening right now? It's not happening right now. It's actually happening years ago. So it is not
Oh,
just now. It's been
right.
happening since 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago.
So I can see that you have been so like way ahead of many others. You're just way ahead. Wow.
Um, yeah, because actually, just to share with you, Dinah, back in I think this was 2017 when I was invited by one of the associations in the Philippines, and they asked me what is the current trend in the industry, and I told them, all training professionals would need to learn how to conduct training in front of a camera, and all my attendees, all 100% laughed. Even during lunch, they were teasing each other, ah, magkakandak tayo ng training, nakaharap sa camera, or artista. So those kind of words. And then, pandemic hit. Everyone now is required to use virtual learning and learn how to conduct training, or deliver a
Yeah.
talk, perform in front of a camera. So it's these things, people would need to have an open mind on what are the emerging, not just emerging trends, but useful tools instead. Allow me to
Yeah.
use that word, useful tools that
Mm.
will help them leverage in their profession.
So I like your attitude. I like the way your outlook, the way you perceive things, because that has allowed you so much room for growth. Now,
Mhm.
something else, Ruel, I noticed. Oh my gosh, you pursued advanced screen acting at New Face, yeah, 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 New Faces Talent Academy under
Yeah.
Fusion Entertainment Group in
Yes.
Australia. Oh my goodness,
Yes.
tell us about that.
Actually, yeah, that's one of the things I think that helped me survive pandemic and even post pandemic, because yes, I took up advanced screen acting in Australia, because back in the Philippines I actually auditioned in the World Championship of Performing Arts because I supposed to compete in the U.S. in Hollywood in the U.S. for an acting category, but I did not pursue that. Instead, I went to Australia and studied, took my master's degree. And then while in Australia, I was like, okay, why not leverage on that? And then a lot of people were asking, what is the connection of that in training or to your profession or in HR? Number one, it boosts my confidence. Number two is that I would learn how to, perform, not really perform, but, how to present in front of the camera, because that is the now in the industry. And that is not just and this is not just a now, but this is the future of learning. This is where connection is, how to express yourself, using facial expression and then purposeful movement and all that. So
Mm.
yes, that's the thing. And also, malay mo, makapasok sa showbiz. But yeah, but kidding aside, it's
Like that.
really, it's really the training, how I'm going to leverage
Right,
it, and,
right.
improving your confidence and all that. Yeah.
Oh. Well, although I remember way back when, long before you went to Australia, I remember those many times when we were engaged in conversation. What
Mhm.
a great conversationalist you were, even then. And that was
Okay.
not acting. That was not acting. That was you, the Ruel. Now, my question to you is this: what is your responsibility? What is your work specific work that you do at Sodexo?
Oh, okay. Here, the interesting thing is that when I applied for the role, they offered me the assistant director for learning and development. But during the job offer, the organization shift and change its direction. And so they offered me both talent management and talent acquisition. And
Oh,
both area of HR are close to my heart. And, because my advocacy is really to bridge the gap between the academe and the industry. That's been my mission. That's been my advocacy ever since. And so I reckon this opportunity will help me fulfill that mission, because we are in talent acquisition. We provide opportunities for those, even for those who are senior high school graduates, and
oh,
then provide them opportunity and then develop them, capacitate them, so that really, make it in full circle, and that will also help the organization, fulfill its mission to provide, quality service to its people and to its client as well. So
hmm,
basically I both handle talent acquisition, recruitment, and then the
hmm.
performance management and training.
So tell me, give us a little glimpse of Ruel 5 or 10 years from now.
Wow, 5 or 10 years from
Yeah,
now, who is
uh,
Rowell?
yes,
That's
yes,
interesting.
yes.
Me still serving, to me, it's really serving as much organization, as much people as possible. In terms of position, I'm not really particular in the position or rank right now. I think I've already reached the point wherein I'm more into the service, how I can provide for people, help different government. 5 years, 5 to 10 years from now, I'm still helping organizations, government institutions, waving the Philippine flag in the international stage. So all these things, because my mission, and I think this is my calling. I always thank God for the talent that He has given me, and this is my way of sharing the talent that God has given me. I think that's my mission, and that's what I keep on doing 5, 10 years from now and beyond. So yeah.
I know, Ruel, many of the Toastmasters clubs here are missing your presence because I've been looking around, and so far I haven't seen a post of you attending some of the Toastmasters events here. So I know for a fact they are missing you a lot.
Mhm.
Right.
And I miss Toastmasters a lot as well, because I help build different
Yes.
Toastmasters club. And by the way, even if I'm not that active in Toastmasters, I still help, somehow in one way or another, help build clubs, and then encourage my students
Oh,
in different organizations and institutions, agencies. Whenever they ask me, how did you know how learn how to converse that way and present before an audience? I was like, I joined Toastmasters, and I encourage you to join a Toastmasters club as well. So in that way, there's no need for me to to be so visible and all that. It's really me being an ambassador of
right.
Toastmasters wherever I go.
Oh, I love to hear that. Now, well, something else. When you do, you still do actual
Mhm.
training. You still conduct
Yes,
training, all
yes,
right?
ultimate training, yes.
And just curious, have you
Mhm.
encountered very difficult people to train? I mean, like you're doing your best, and somehow
Mhm.
they are like they look troubled or they're not interested or
Mhm.
whatever. Uh, have you encountered some of those?
Yes, a lot. Just to share that, aside from ISET, aside from Sodexo, I'm also a part-time faculty of John Robert Powers. So basically, I conduct training as well for celebrities, models, politicians, and all that. Even outside of John Robert Powers, I also do conduct training for them, for celebrities, politicians, models, and all that, joining beauty pageants and all. So with what you're asking, yes, I'm encountering and experiencing a lot of this kind of folks. And the thing is that we really need, as a training professional, we need to be empathetic. We need
Oh,
to be the natural best version of ourselves. We need to be genuine. Your learner, they need to feel that you are genuine in what you're saying and you are there to help. These people, the reason why they are reacting and acting that way, may hugot sila eh. May pinanggagalingan. So there's a
oh,
reason why.
oh,
And as a talent development professional, as a training professional, we need to understand where they are coming from. Not always agree with what they're saying, but understand their situation. And if, for example, we are to apologize, we are not apologizing because we commit something wrong. No, we apologize if we offended them and all that on the action and what they felt. So it's really understanding where the other person is coming from because nobody in this world that are born evil.
okay,
There
okay.
are reasons why people are acting the way they're acting. There are
Mm,
reasons why they're doing what they're doing.
mm, 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 mm.
And us as a training professionals, we also need to be aware because there are some folks in the training industry, they can make their audience laugh, giggle, they can tell a whole lot of stories. But the question is there a substance in what they're saying?
Yeah,
That's the
right.
question. That's what's important. That's what missing is a lot of people
Oh,
because they'll
right.
just stand on stage and then make people
Uh,
laugh,
yeah,
and that's
yeah.
it. And then the irate and the difficult
Uh,
audience, they will
uh,
just make them laugh, and that's it. But the question is, we're able to impart something on them. Not being serious, but you can also make them laugh. And just to share, Dina, I learned this from Dr. Dupes. Sumalangit. Nawa.
yes, yes,
From Dr. Dupes. This is the first lesson that I learned from him. As a training professionals, we need to challenge the mind, touch the heart, and don't forget to tickle the funny bone of your
yes.
audience. And then from them, you'll be able to capture your audience. And up to now, I'm still, standing on that principle whenever I present.
Well, I'm touched by the way you remembered Dr. Dupes because he
Mhm.
happens to be a very good friend of mine as well.
Yeah. It's good
And
to know. It's good to
yeah,
know.
and even now I read some of his books. He wrote about 14,
A lot
14.
of books. Yeah.
Do you know the last time I talked with him? This was, of course, years before he passed away. Do you know that his goal, because we were talking, I
Mhm.
said, oh, Dopes, you've already accomplished a lot. He said, no, not yet, not yet. What do you mean? No, I have not yet accomplished my goal. Oh, so what is your goal? He said,
Mhm.
to write 2 books a year. And yes. And he already had so many books at that time, but
Mhm.
he said, "No, I want to have more." I said, "But you already have." I want more. I want more. I want to spread. He said, "I want to spread learning, positive thinking,
Mhm.
etc."
Oh my gosh,
And
that's so him.
yeah, and so before he passed away, he was able to have 14 books published. Oh,
Wow.
yeah. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm so touched that you remembered him, and so we have a very mutual friend now in heaven.
Mhm.
But he was really a great personality. Yes.
Great, great.
So I'm so glad you mentioned him. Now,
Learned a lot from him.
Roel, really, really. So, Roel, I know you bring so much joy and
Mhm.
also learning from your people, the participants in your
Yes.
seminars. I know that because
Mhm.
even now I can see that you really have a passion.
Yes. Yeah,
You
of
have a
course.
passion, yes. So, Ruel, what are some of the events that you,
Mhm.
Sodexo, are planning to come up with soon?
Mhm. Okay, in Sodexo, we are actually just recently got awarded as a great place to work. We're also in partnership with Embarking. We are just in the final signature with our partnership with Tesla because we want to capacitate our people. So we want to be in partnership with Tesla so that those who are undergraduate or those who are senior high school graduate, we can provide them opportunity through the certification program of TESDA. We would like to capacitate them so that it's not just only capacitating our people, but also making sure that we provide quality service to our clients. So that's number one in Sodexo. In IASET, what we are embarking is that we actually have a series of AI learning sessions till we reach the October event. So I will be in the US, also sharing and imparting things about AI. This is my second year that I'll be doing a speaking engagement in the US in a conference. So the AI symposium is on the 9th of October. That's one of the event as well. So there are a whole lot of activities that will be happening, and also I'm privileged to be given the go signal of IASET to handle the IASET for the entire Asia Pacific region, being the
Oh,
first and
mm,
only Filipino commissioner of IASET in the Philippines. So it will be my honor to help as much organization as possible in making sure that their training is aligned with the international training standard. And hopefully, I think that's really been my mission, to help as much people
ah,
and organization as possible.
congratulations and thank you because I remember, Ruel, I started inviting you to be here in our last year. Oh my God. And I said, oh, he has to be super busy and because he cannot have, you said yes, but it
Mhm.
never, it never
Really
really,
try.
yeah, yeah, because it never happened because, and I realized, oh my gosh, because when I saw your post, oh my, it's just, I
Mhm.
could understand that your hands were so tied after all. So, you cannot imagine how much I thank God that finally,
Mhm.
finally, after following up with you so many times,
Thank you so much.
really, thank you. And so, thank you. And I'm sure our viewers will also be
Mhm.
happy. And by the way, we do have viewers also all the way in America, in Europe,
It's good to
yeah,
know.
Asia, because this is now our third year, our talk show.
Wow.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Congratulations.
And in fact, Roel, I would encourage you to somehow spread this also. We will send your
Of
video
course.
clip to you and spread it also to all your colleagues and friends.
Surely will. Surely will.
And definitely click like and subscribe and encourage them as well.
I
Because,
will do that. I will
oh,
do that.
yes, indeed, because we have really handpicked, I tell you, experts in different HR, expertise, and not
Mhm.
only that, but also other professions. And we have come up with an assortment of uh, things, like, for example, the
Mhm.
TikTok show where
Wow.
yeah,
That's the
where we
now.
I know where we analyze the speeches of Abraham Lincoln, of yeah, even Barack Obama and all, even
Wow.
the late Ninoy Aquino. I said that we invite panelists to analyze the
Mhm.
talks and how it affected them, how they reacted. In fact, Ruel, now that you're here, I hope you will one of these days also agree
Mhm.
to be one of our panelists for our Tip Talk show.
Sure.
Because
I'm
look,
already giving my yes. This is
yeah,
recorded.
oh, thank you. Yes, Ruel, because of your exposure, you can give us a lot of substance and
Mhm.
your thoughts about these things. So thank you, thank
I
you. Oh
will.
my God, it's worth
Count me in. Count me in.
yeah, thank you. It's worth waiting for, Ruel. Thank you
Thank you.
again.
And
And
thank you for
ladies,
being patient as well, Dina.
yeah, I know it's worth it. It's worth it. And of course, to our viewers out there, thank you so much. And our next speaker will be Rock Cleo, who will be talking about why design thinking works. Yeah. And of course, to remind everybody, this is episode 11. So Rock Cleo will be the season ender. And also to remind all of viewers that that's why you're here. Learning is a never ending journey with limitless vistas.